AFK Journey has officially released this March 27th across various countries as well as regions. And during this release, AFK Journey is going to be giving away 40 heroes of all qualities, including epic heroes, for free by logging in for 7 days and participating in the various events. You can get up to 200 plus draws for free. And while that's exciting enough, today we're going over some things that are going to give you the quickest and smoothest launch to AFK Journey that you can have. And make sure to check out the description down below for codes such as AFKCreator that will allow you to gain even additional rewards while supplies last. In this video, we're going to be tackling factions and classes, basic team composition, and the most important thing to get right, the Resonance Hall. Every character in AFK Journey belongs to one of 6 factions: the Maulers, the Lightbringers, the Wilders, Graveborn, Celestials, as well as the Hypojins. And every character, regardless of their faction, is going to have one of 6 classes: a mage, a marksman, rogue, support, tank, or a warrior. And each character, regardless of their faction or their class, is going to be split into one of 2 different levels, either grade A heroes or grade S heroes. Grade A heroes are easier to obtain from the gacha and also cost less in various shops compared to the higher rank S level ones, but this doesn't make them necessarily weaker than S rank heroes, as you can actually find some of the best characters in the game at A rank. Regardless of their faction, character classes are pretty much what you would expect them to be. A mage is going to be a more backline character that specializes in magic and doing damage from afar. And quite similar to mages are the marksmen, who don't necessarily use magical spells but also attack from afar with their ranged attacks. Opposite of those are the rogues and the warriors, who are more frontline damage dealers, able to either be exceptionally speedy in comparison to some other characters or able to soak up a little more damage than the fragile DPS classes like mages, marksmen, as well as rogues. Tanks are what you would expect: a character who wants to get into the front line, protect your teammates and allies, as well as soaking up some damage. Whereas supports are, well, supports who offer abilities for you to support your teammates either through healing, buffing, or maybe even debuffing enemies. When it comes to creating your first team in AFK Journey, your factions do matter, as having 2 or more characters of the same faction are going to increase the stats of all of your party members by a certain percent. And when creating your first team, you're highly incentivized to use at most 2 different factions within your entire 5-man party setup. However, the Celestial and Hypojin factions are treated as more neutral, where you can use them to mix and match between the other normal factions. For instance, if you have 4 characters of the Wilder faction and then you add a 5th character that is either Celestial or Hypojin, it'll activate a 5-character matching faction bonus. But do know that at the start, it's not really worth going for a mono faction party setup, but do try to keep it to 2 factions at the most. Now, moving from factions and character creation and team composition, let's talk about the standard team setup. You're going to want to pick a tank, as they're one of the key figures in a team, and they are incredibly important, especially because on launch they have one of the smaller rosters of characters for you to choose from. And you're definitely going to want to have a tank to soak up some damage and allowing your other DPS and healer support characters to have that breathing room to perform their own roles. Afterwards, pick 2 DPS of some kind. There's not really a reason to run a mono single DPS team right now in AFK Journey, so pick 2 of your favorites and throw them in your team. And you're definitely going to want to have a support inside your 5-man setup. Supports can do a wide array of things, such as raw healing output for sustaining your party throughout the entirety of your battle, but they can also do other things like buffing and debuffing your enemies. For your 5th party member slot, I would recommend either picking a specialist, another support, or another tank. There's not really any reason to go for a triple DPS setup as you move through AFK Journey, though at the beginning, you can kind of slot in whoever it is that you want for your 5th party member. And as we said, there's over 40 different characters for you to pick from in AFK Journey, so you're gonna have a lot of different characters to play around with, which might lead you to worry about not leveling the correct characters, but don't worry, I have a solution for you, and it's already baked into the game. So let's talk about the Resonating Hall. The Resonating Hall is something that you're going to unlock fairly early on in AFK Journey, so you can quickly gain all of the benefits from this system. So let's talk about how it works. When you unlock the Resonating Hall, your 5 highest level heroes will become your Hands of Resonance. And when you unlock this Hands of Resonance Resonating Hall, other heroes you have leveled before unlocking this hall will have their level reset to you, and all of your resources will be refunded. Your resonance level is determined by the lowest level member of your Hands of Resonance. This is your 5-party member squad that you're going to put in your Hall of Resonance. Only your Hands of Resonance can be leveled up, but nothing stops you from swapping your heroes in and out with your Hand of Resonance positions. You can do this at any time without any cost attached. And the level of your Hands of Resonance characters cannot exceed the resonance level that you have by more than 10 levels. This means that you don't have to worry about making any mistakes with leveling characters, as you can always just simply swap out characters that you are new or trying to use for the first time with characters that you had already leveled up within your Hands of Resonance. Did you level the wrong DPS? It doesn't matter, just swap the DPS that you no longer want to use out of your Resonance Hall and swap in your new one. And this is going to instantly become one of your highest level characters using the Hall of of Residence system. And the Hall of Resonance is fairly easy for you to use, so make sure you just progress normally in the game until it's unlocked. You don't really have to worry and fret too hard about leveling the correct characters or wasting the very important materials that you gain throughout your journey in AFK Journey, because the developers thought of a pretty intriguing system to help you out and reduce that gacha game anxiety. And there's tons of other things that we could cover. Maybe we'll do that in a future video, but this basic information hopefully will equip you with starting your journey with AFK Journey. Until then, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Check out the comment section below for more codes for you to reward yourselves with, for more information on starting your journey today.